Christ Church on the ridge at Shimla is one of the most magnificent pieces of architecture in the city. Yellow painted structure made of stone and brick in lime mortar, it strikes you as you come here. Standing at a prime location, this cathedral gives a character to the whole complex at the historic ridge and the beautiful mall at Shimla. At one time, the head of the British government in India, Governor General and Viceroy, used to come here to offer prayers. It is the oldest church in North India after the one at Meerut. Let us go into its past and see how it came up. Before this church was raised, the Christian community in Shimla in 1836 prayed at a thatched hut and a leaky roof on the North Brook Terrace, a place near the present post office on the mall. A regular bishop or priest was appointed here in 1842. 1836 was the early days for the Britishers in Shimla. The first top functionary of the British rule, Governor General William Amherst, visited Shimla in 1827 to escape from the burning heat of the plains of India. Coming back to 1836 and thereafter, the Christian community at Shimla held a meeting at the bishop's residence and decided to build a new church at some other place. They requested people to contribute money for a new place of worship and deputed Major T.J. Boileau, an officer of the British Royal Engineers, as an architect for the new construction. Next, the men identified and selected a portion of Ballyhack estate at the ridge owned by one Colonel Gough. The community purchased the estate for rupees 1,000 from Colonel Gough. Prisoners cleared and laboured the site for construction of the new building. Then Bishop of Calcutta, Daniel Wilson, came to Shimla and laid the foundation of the church on September 9, 1844. Governor General Henry Harding and Commander-in-Chief Sir Hugh Gough graced the occasion. An amount of rupees 4,000 was collected during this ceremony for construction of the church. Major T.J. Boileau prepared the design in 1844. The church was built in the neo-Gothic style. The stone of the old estate was used for the foundation of the new church. It appears that the building was ready in a year for rupees 89,000 and the worship started there in May 1845. The government appointed T. Vaughan as the first chaplain or the priest of the church. It also gave loan to the builders to raise the structure. But still the church was not good enough for the worship to take place in a proper way. The basic things like pews, stained glasses, chancel window, pipe organ, clock, etc. were yet to decorate the church. The visitors sat on rough benches or they brought benches or chairs from their homes. The church got lots of items as gifts from several persons. Lord Harding presented a mortar found at district Hoshiarpur to the church in 1849. It is believed that this mortar was used in bell erected in the tower. The Lieutenant Governor of Northwest Provinces presented a font and a pulpit. Major T.J. Boileau, who was the architect of the church, gave a reading desk. The wife of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces gave lots of money for purchase of musical instruments at the church. The government took over the church as a public building in 1856. The next step was consecration of the building. It was done on January 10, 1857 by Bishop of Madras, Thomas Diltroy. Thereafter, several improvements were done. There were erection of a clock tower, extension of aisles, creating chancel window, adding a new roof to the church. Colonel Dumbleton donated a clock to the church in 1860. The government added a porch in front of the church in 1873. I would mention two important functions held at the church. One was the commemoration of Lord Elgin's daughter's marriage in September 1898. The other was Coronation Day function when Edward VII and his wife Alexandra became King and Queen of United Kingdom and the British Dominions. It was held on June 26, 1902. 825 persons attended this function. The chancel window of the church was erected with money from subscription and is an allegorical representation of the Te Deum. The fresco surrounding it was designed by Lockwood Kipling, father of the celebrated writer and Nobel laureate Rudyard Kipling. Lockwood supervised fresco making by his students of the Mayo School of Art, Lahore. There is a very fine painted window on the south side of church representing prayer, help, praise, fortitude, love, etc. A stained glass window was erected in 1911. There are also murals, monuments in the memory of various dignitaries of the British Empire. Services at the old church near Northbrook stopped now. A tailor named Nabi Baksh purchased that site. At the new church, two front centers seats were reserved for the Viceroy, and on the right of the center, one seat was reserved for Commander-in-Chief. The Viceroy and his wife entered the premise from the door on the southeast of the church. The place where the dignitaries, including Lieutenant Governor of Punjab, used to sit are labelled and marked till today. The memorial tablets of the who's who of the British Empire adorn the wall of the church. Thank you very much for watching. We would meet you in another video with an interesting monument and a person at Shimla.